Here we are, in let's see, mid-February in upstate New York. It's kind of dismal outside, but you know, we're gonna start. I'm Jim. This is Angie.
How are you?
Let's say hello to Angie.
You're right.
There's Angie.
Hello.
You're right. And this is our new channel.
Every production of this sort needs a beautiful assistant. We have our beautiful assistant.
Oh my God. Let's walk.
Okay.
Anyhow, let's see. The object of this is basically, hopefully, we'll be able to teach someone something. We don't know what we'll teach you, but we're going to try to teach you something. Whether it be gardening, eventually later on through the season, maybe we'll get into some canning. People they don't understand where their food comes from. And people need to understand where their food comes from. They need to understand how to grow their own food. You know, what happens, you know, I mean, everyone knows the economic problems that the country's having right now. You know, it would be nice to have your own source of food. And if you have a plot of land, you can garden. It's that simple. It's a little bit early, being that we're only mid-February right now. It's a little early to start gardening outside, especially up here in the north. Probably down south, you can probably start certain things outside already. You know, we're up here, we're in upstate New York, a couple hours northwest of New York City. We're expecting a little snow today, so needless to say, we're not out tilling the garden quite yet. But a couple of things that we are doing, we're going to start sowing some morning glory seeds. So come on, let's go. Bear in mind, it's mid-February. We're still using the greenhouse for storage. We sell a lot of wood pellets up here in the wintertime. People need to heat their homes. So needless to say, the greenhouse is a mess. Be
Here.
steady, everybody, be steady.
Here we come. Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, keep recording. We'll get there sooner or later. You'll have to get a little closer, though. We don't bite.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Okay.
I bruise very easy.
I don't bite. Angie
All
might,
right.
but I don't bite.
And as you see, Jim's having a really tough time.
Yeah, right. This stuff hasn't been used since last year. Yeah.
It's our
It's been-
efficiency staff that put him away.
Yeah.
That's why.
We have one of those here too. Unfortunately, he is not here to make his cameo. We do have our own resident efficiency expert.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to assist. Yeah. Come on in here. Bring the camera in.
Okay.
Get
I'm
close.
on my way.
Okay.
All right. What are we doing here? Explain exactly what you're doing here.
Okay. First off, using regular good old-fashioned Miracle-Gro potting mix. Nothing fancy. You can get it everywhere. You can get it anywhere in the country. So, you know, this product is not exclusive to us here in the Northeast. Everyone can get it.
Okay.
Simple.
There we go. There's the potting mix.
It's really
and
easy.
this looks like a window box here. Is this what this is?
This is a window box.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, when you start your victory garden, it's not terribly important what you put it in, and in fact, you don't need to live in the country to do this.
No.
Window boxes work wonderful in urban areas too, don't they?
Yeah. Well, the thing is basically we're using it. It's a container that we have readily at our, you know, it's easy for us to get to. We could have used any of these pots that we have left over here on the side, but
Well, let's take a look at those pots.
Angie's actually going to take these
Ooh,
home.
we need to zoom out for that. That is a lot of pots.
Those pots will all be filled up probably within the next 4 weeks with plants.
Okay.
And, you know, we'll get into all that as we get going to it.
Okay.
Now, Angie is ready to start sowing some seed.
Okay.
Now, what we've got in the little cup here, these are morning glory seeds. Everyone loves morning glory vines. You know, Angie, you want to just grab one of the packages so we can show the packages of morning glory seed?
Well, that's this right here.
Okay. You know, morning glory seeds. Up here in the north, they're an annual. Maybe down south, you might actually be able to get away with these as perennial. But a lot of people have problems growing morning glory seeds, and basically the problem is with the germination. The easiest way to get morning glory seeds to germinate is actually to soak them in water for about 24 hours before you sow them. And that's exactly what we've done with these. We've soaked the seed, and you can see they've actually opened up. And if you zoom in on Angie's hand here, we have a couple of them. You can see they're already starting to grow a little bit. It's very easy to see on the Morning Glory seeds how this works.
Now, of course, when you say sow, we're not talking about needle and thread sow. We're talking about planting it in the soil.
Right, sowing in the ground, S-O-W as opposed to S-E-W.
Okay.
Basically, Angie's just going to go along, and we're just going to kind of pop them in because we're not actually going to do the finished growing in here because Morning Glories are a vine. They are best put in the ground, below a trellis or something else like that. Now, we actually sell the Morning Glories here at the store later on in the season, but we also use them, we put them along our chain link fence because for a retail store, a chain link fence doesn't look overly inviting, but a fence covered with blooming Morning Glories looks beautiful. And hopefully a little bit later this year, we'll be able to show you some pictures of our fence with our beautiful Morning Glories growing all over them.
All right. So how far underneath the soil do those go? It looks like you're just putting them down, what, an inch or so?
Yeah, if even. It's kind of variable. You could spread them out on the top. Generally, if they go about a ½ inch below the soil is good. You want to keep them moist. We don't really need to keep them wet anymore. They've already been soaked and they're already opening, but they need to stay moist. So basically, Angie's putting them about a ½ inch below the soil, covering them up with a little bit of soil, and she's going to take these window boxes home because being that it's mid-February and we don't have a lot of perennial material yet to get started in our greenhouse, we're not going to turn the heat on out here yet. So right now we're out here and it's currently about 36 degrees, but Angie's going to take these home and she's going to put them in a warm southern window in her house and get them going. In another couple of weeks, we will have the heat on here.
Well, here in the northern hemisphere, southern exposure is where all the sunlight comes from, typically.
Correct. Yes. For all of our friends here south of the equator, you'd want to put them in a north-facing window.
Okay.
But of course, also down there, you guys are experiencing, well, they're just finishing up their summer and just about to go into fall. So I doubt they would be sowing seeds at this time. About a week, and these things will actually already start coming up, and they'll have a couple of their little beginner leaves on them, and it won't be much longer than that, and they'll start getting some of their primary leaves on and getting ready to start vining. And sunlight's important. Angie's going to start these inside, and when they're first starting, it's not really, too urgent, but once they really start growing, they want a lot of light, and that's why once we get the greenhouse set up and get the heat on, we'll be putting them back here in the greenhouse because they will be starved for light and they'll get too leggy if they don't have an adequate amount of light. And the only way to keep your plants from getting too leggy is to make sure they have an adequate amount of light, whether or not you have to put a grow light on them and supplement the daylight, because right now we're still getting less than 12 hours of daylight a day. We have not hit our vernal equinox, which traditionally means that we start getting the same amount of daylight as we do night, and we're not there yet. So needless to say, we're still in the dark a lot more often.
Now these are decorative. Do these have any herbal use, or are these edible in any way?
No, these are strictly for decoration. Some of the stuff that we'll be doing a little bit later on in the season, like one thing that's especially easy for school teachers to do, to get their kids involved, is sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are something that are very inexpensive to get. I mean, we sell packets of sunflower seed, but for a lot of the teachers and stuff like that, I mean, you could go just about any place that sells bird seed, and as long as there's good whole sunflower seed in the bird seed, you could use that sunflower seed as well, whether it be black oil sunflower or the gray stripe. And with those there, they could start little projects with the kids. I mean, milk cartons work great. The milk cartons that they still use in school here in the States work great.
The wax cardboard.
Right.
Or plastic cups.
Or plastic cups.
But if you had to, you could use something like this. Basically, just take it.
Let's get a look at that.
Fill it up with a little dirt like that. Put Johnny's name on it with a Sharpie marker or something like that. Put some sunflower seeds. If you have windows in the school, in the classroom that are southern exposure, this is something, it's still a little bit too early to do it now, but if you started them, say, around here, late March, early April, be a great project for the kids to do in school, because they'd actually be able to start seeing them grow. They could take them home if they had a place at home to grow them at home. you know, to put them out in the garden, because obviously they wouldn't be able to survive to maturity in a cup that size.